Summer is approaching, and you know what that means. We need to get our DIY wardrobe sorted. And what do we need for that? Free sewing patterns. So in this video, I want to share 15 free summer sewing patterns with you that you and I should definitely be trying out this summer. All of these patterns are from Mood Fabrics and they are linked in the description box below. I'll start with the smallest and easiest pattern and work my way up to the bigger, more complex ones. But now let's have a look at the first pattern. So the first pattern that I want to share with you is the tulsi top, which is this halter neck top that is just kind of covering the chest area and then wrapping around your neck and back. I think this is a great project that you can easily whip out in like 30 minutes to an hour, which I absolutely love. I can easily see this top on holiday somewhere in a hot country on the way to the market or the beach with like a maxi skirt. I think that is such a nice style and I'll definitely be trying this out. This is also a great project for a beginner, so if you are only starting out with sewing, I recommend you give this project a try. The next pattern that I want to share with you is the silva top, which is this basic spaghetti top. It is a little special though because it does have the cup detailing in the front and then it does have shirring in the back. It is quite cropped, but if that isn't for you, you could easily just adjust the pattern to make it a little longer so that it isn't cropped, or take it a step further and crop it even more so that you have a bralette. Either way, I think this is a beautiful style that you can wear in the summer, but you can also wear it throughout autumn and winter by just throwing a cardigan or jumper on top, or even wear it as a pajama. So it is quite versatile and I totally recommend you try it out. The third pattern that I want to share with you is the wandflower blouse, which is this spaghetti top, but it has got ruching and a tie on the side, which I think is a super timeless style. So if you DIY it once, you can probably wear it for a lifetime. This pattern is also quite suitable for a sewing beginner, as you do not need to sew with stretchy fabric and you don't need to install any zippers or closures because that is what the tie is there for. So again, quite a quick and simple DIY. You could also try and make the pattern a little longer so that you end up with a wrap dress. I also think this is a great pattern that you could sew up for friends or family, as I think it covers quite a variety of styles and aesthetics. The next pattern that I want to share with you is the spirea tote, which I'm 100% going to be trying out. If you do anything in life, you will need a tote bag where you can just throw in your stuff and off you go. And I think the spirea tote is perfect for that because it looks a little more extra than a usual square or rectangular tote, and I'm absolutely here for that sort of stuff. I think this would also look great in color blocking since it has got this seam going down the middle. So for example, having two bold colors for the summer on the way to a picnic or the beach, I think would be quite sweet. This bag would also make a great gift to anyone that you love, and you could always embroider some details into it to make it even more special. But yeah, I love it and I'll be trying it out. Next up, we've got the sylvan tank dress, which is a basic tank top and dress. Super basic and simple, but we all need those sorts of pieces in our wardrobe anyways, and we could always spice them up a little bit if we wanted to. You will need to sew this with stretchy material, so this might not be for everyone. I personally love sewing with stretchy materials. I do have an overlocker as well, so that does make it a little easier. So if you don't like sewing with stretchy materials, this pattern might not be for you. The next pattern is the laelia tunic, which is this high neck flowy tunic dress, which funny enough, I was actually wanting to make that style last summer, but I could not get my head around how to draft the patterns for it and how I would have to cut the fabric. So having this pattern is really great and gives me no excuse to not be sewing it this summer. I personally love high necklines even in the summer, so with this dress being a high neck but yet really flowy and airy is a great combination for summer. And if you are not the type for dresses, you could always shorten it for it to be a top. What I think would actually look really cool is if you cropped it quite drastically up to your waistline so that you then have this really stylish flowy crop top. So yeah, I'll 100% be sewing this pattern. Next up, we've got the cerise corset. Now I know corsets have been everywhere and everyone is sewing them and DIYing them, but that is for a good reason, because first of all, they look really, really good, and secondly, they're such good fun to DIY and sew. So apologies if you are over this trend already. I, for my part, am not. So that's why I would recommend you try out the cerise corset. This corset pattern is actually slightly different than the other ones as well, because it has no straps and it is completely straight across the neckline. It also is quite long for a corset, which I might not like so much, and I might shorten it a little bit, but I do think it's great to have the option to have it longer as well, since all other corset patterns are usually quite cropped. If you've got any special occasions to attend to this summer, this corset would also make a great bodice for a dress. All you'd have to do is add a skirt at the bottom and you're good to go. Now, this wouldn't be a summer patterns video if I didn't include a bikini pattern. For that, I found the Reed swimsuit, which is this super cute bikini with a high-waisted bottom and this t-shirt sort of blouse top. I don't know how much I'd like that as a bikini top, to be completely honest with you. What I would do instead is taking the pattern of the tulsi top and create my bikini as a mixture of the tulsi top and the bottoms of the Reed swimsuit. The top of the Reed swimsuit, however, I think would make a beautiful summer top nonetheless, and I would probably just attach a skirt to it so that it is a dress with a little cutout in the middle and this tied front detail. Swimsuits are, however, a little more difficult to sew, so if you are a sewing beginner, this might not be for you. If, however, you take the pattern to sew something else instead, such as the dress that I've just suggested, then you still might want to try it out. The next pattern is the petunia romper, which I think would look gorgeous in denim. It's got a high neck and a cutout in the belly area, which I am a sucker for cutouts. And I love high necks, so this romper is actually perfect for me. It has got a zipper that needs to be installed, which can be a little more challenging. You could also, of course, split this pattern in half and only sew the shorts or only sew the top. You could make a cord out of it, or you could just sew the top or just the shorts. So I think it's a great pattern to download, whichever way you're going to be using it. The next pattern is the indigo skirt, which is a midi skirt. It has got an elastic band in the waistband, so you don't need any zippers and you don't need any stretchy materials, which does make this project quite suitable for a beginner. If you are not such a big fan of the midi length, you could always extend it to be maxi or shorten it to be mini or anything in between. And you could always pair it up with one of the tops that we discussed earlier so that you end up with a dress or a nice cord. Either way, I think this is one of those patterns that even if you're not planning to sew it straight away, it is well worth the download for now. The next pattern that I want to share with you is the coral bell slip dress. I have been wanting to make a slip dress for a long time now because, first of all, there's such a nice timeless style that you can wear to so many occasions. You can dress it down or up, you can wear it in the winter even with a turtleneck. There's so many options with it, yet I never knew how to draft those patterns since you just slip them on. So I'm very grateful for patterns such as the coral bell slip dress. It has got triangular cups and ruching at the bottom, which I might remove the ruching. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that, but that's obviously completely up to you. And you could always use the pattern to only create a top. Next up, I've got the Luna jumpsuit, which is a full-length jumpsuit with a cowl neck. Cowl necks have been everywhere recently, and I do think they are a great style. I don't, however, like them on myself so much, so I don't think I'll be testing this pattern out, but I still thought it's a great pattern to include into this video, as jumpsuits are a great addition to a summer wardrobe. And as per usual, you could always just sew the top or just sew the bottom. Next up, we've got the poppy dress, which is this beautiful full-length dress with puff sleeves and a belt around the middle, and then we have got a button-down skirt, and then the top has this really low neckline. I really like the silhouette of this one, and I also really like longer skirts and dresses, as I think they do look a little more extra. So to me, this is a great style for summer. I could totally see this in some floral chiffon. As the v-neck is quite low anyway, you'd probably have to wear something underneath it, so why not make the dress transparent and then have like a little slip dress to wear underneath. The next pattern are the jamesia pants, which are these wide leg flared trousers, which is my personal preferred style. I love every pants that have a little more volume at the bottom. What I really like about the jamesia pants is that they are so clean looking, so they don't have a front fly zipper or pockets or anything like that. They look kind of seamless, which I really like. You do need to install a zipper for those pants. It is, however, on the side, so it isn't that difficult. I think those pants could look really nice in some gingham, or if you are a little crazy, you could even do color blocking with them, where each side is a different color. And of course, you could always turn them into shorts, so instead of cutting the entire leg, you could always cut them to be shorter, and then you've got a nice pair of shorts. And last but certainly not least are the lift pants, which are these wide leg trousers. To me, they look a little retro and vintage, which I love that style, so I'm definitely going to be trying these out. They do have a front fly zipper, which is a little more difficult to install. However, I recently sewn my first front fly zipper and it wasn't actually too bad. With a couple of tutorials on YouTube and really thoroughly reading the instructions, it's definitely doable and the outcome is pretty cool and you feel so accomplished, so I'll definitely say try this out. What I love about the lift pants is that you can pair them with sneakers and a t-shirt and you look put together but casual, but you could always wear heels with them and a nice top, for example the tulsi top, which I think would look great together with the lift pants, and then you'd look really chic and elegant. And that was it. That was the 15 free summer sewing patterns that I got for you. I hope you like them, and if you do, please let me know which ones you'll be testing out. And apart from that, thank you so much for watching.